English speakers, good evening. In this video, we're going to be talking about this word, which can be somewhat confusing because it's used in a few different ways, but I'm going to try my best to make it nice and simple. First off, pronunciation. How's it pronounced? Is it do? Is it Jew? It could be either of those two pronunciations. You can pronounce it do, like the word do as in do something, or you can pronounce it Jew, like a person who is Jewish, Jew, or you can pick somewhere in the middle and say do. I tend to use the first one or the middle one. I very rarely say Jew. By the way, if this is your first time watching one of my videos, thank you so much. Welcome. Please drop a comment below so that I can personally thank you and welcome you and get to know you a little bit. My name's David. English is not my mother tongue, but I do speak it as my first and strongest language. And I help other non-natives learn the English language like a native. Anyways, let's get into our lesson. So the word do is an adjective, and it generally carries this meaning of meeting expectation. So the word by itself, when it's used in a sentence, can mean expected, it can mean appropriate, it can mean suitable, it can mean deserved. And I'm going to show you a few examples where the word do is used to mean each of these things. The homework is due tomorrow. You can substitute the word expected into the sentence and it would mean almost the same thing. When we say that your homework is due tomorrow, it means that your teacher is expecting you to submit it tomorrow. It's expected to be submitted tomorrow, or it's expected to be completed tomorrow. The next example, the baby is due next month. In this example, it also means that the baby is expected next month. We're expecting the baby to be born next month. So the pregnant lady, she's 8 months pregnant is what we're assuming here. Now this third example is deliberately to show how the word do and do can be pronounced the same. The example is, do your due diligence before buying a used car. In this sentence, the word do can be substituted with either expected or suitable or appropriate, or even deserved actually. It could be any of these words. Now the word diligence here refers to what you can expect a reasonable person to do in a given situation. So when you're buying a used car, you don't know anything about the history of that car. It's a pretty big investment. A car is an expensive thing. So you don't want to go out and buy a car that hasn't been maintained properly or that has a lot of mechanical problems. You want to buy a car that's in good condition, right? Because if it's not, it's going to give you a whole lot of headaches, right? So your due diligence when it comes to buying a used car could include checking the accident history of the car. Some countries have a centralized register that you can go and check with the transport department. As long as you have the vehicle's identification number, or VIN, you can check the history of that car and make sure that it hasn't been in any major accidents. You can also do a credit check. Make sure that the car doesn't have any money still owing on it. So if the previous owner bought the car on a loan, and if they put the car down as collateral, that means that the bank actually owns the car, or the finance company owns the car. And if they haven't finished paying off that loan and you buy the car without knowing that, you might then be liable to pay off the rest of that loan. So that's a problem you don't want either. And of course, the most obvious due diligence that you can do before buying a used car is get it inspected by a qualified and trustworthy mechanic. Get them to look over the car, make sure that everything is working as it should be and that there aren't any parts that need to be replaced, or that there aren't any maintenance items, especially expensive maintenance items that need to be done soon. So if there are, you can use that as leverage to negotiate the price with the seller. On that note, I'd like to hear about your experiences with buying cars or motorcycles. Have you had any interesting experiences? Have you had any bad experiences? Let me know about it in the comments, and hey, from your bad experience, other people might learn from that and you might save someone else a whole lot of trouble. So share the information, it's gonna help. Okay, last example, number 4. We should give him due respect. In this example, the most appropriate word to substitute the word due with is deserved. We should give him his deserved respect. So if we're talking about somebody who has done something noteworthy, something great, something worthy of credit, then we should give him that respect. Or if it's a lady, we should give her the respect that she deserves. We should give him or her their due respect. Please share if you learned something new in this video, because if you learned something new, chances are other people can also learn something new from this video, and it actually helps me out a lot as well, and I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. I'm cheering for you, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.